Hi everybody, Tyler here with Sparkle with Tyler, here to do, I think it's WIP Chat number 18 today. This is Duck Bath. We're going to be working on this canvas today. I did do a kitting up post of it over the weekend, but this is our current progress. We're about 35 square centimeters or so done. I'm a little bit behind on it in terms of where I want to be, but I'm trying to do at least one 10 by 10 square centimeter, like one of these DAC squares every single day. So not quite up to progress of where I want to be, but I am still happy with the progress that I've made considering it's only been a few days. I'm loving the color blocking on it. I'm loving the drill field and all of that. I've had some drills that have been kind of they've been kind of wonky, or they've had some bad tabs on them, but I think everything's going to be fine still. I usually get a ton of extra drills, and overall I'm just having a really nice relaxing time working on it, and that's the whole point of diamond painting, right? So other than that, let me just pull out my cheat sheet here. Yeah, like the last post I put up was over the weekend, and like I said, it was for this kitting up. And basically the weekend was pretty quiet. We spent time with my in-laws, which was really nice, and we played a new board game called Arcs, which is hubby pitched it as like space spades, but really I think it's a trick-taking game that's a lot more complicated than that. My brain just didn't catch on the first time. I think I'm going to need to play it a couple more times in order to really get it, but I liked it. It was just a lot of information to take in one sitting. So I'll report back, I guess, in a couple more playthroughs, but I liked it. Certainly love the components. I think it's a leader game, if you're familiar with board games. So the people who made Root and Oath and all of that. So I liked it. I just didn't understand all the depth and complexity of it. So yeah, it was a lot for my brain to take in on the weekend. And I think that was the same day that I had either started kitting up, or I knew I had to go home and kit up, and I was just, my brain was fried by the time the day was over. So beautiful board game though, as a side note. And all of leader game stuff is just, it's so well made. So I'd recommend it, but definitely come into it with a fresh brain and know that you are going to need to use all of your brain power. But yeah, it was really nice to see my family and just hang out and chill and not be working, right? And still be kind of in recovery mode from the New Year kind of adventures. So always glad to just be in good company as well. I've also started to pick RuneScape back up. That's I think they just had their 24th birthday as a game. So if you haven't played RuneScape before, they now have a mobile client. Back in the day, it was just on your computer. It was just in your browser. It ran, I think, on Java. And basically, you run around and you do all these little skilling games. So you can fish, you can make, you can fletch, you can cook, you can mine, you can do, it's really silly, but it's just nice to have as like a second screen game going on. And so because it's on your phone these days, I've been playing a lot of it in my downtime, and also I play a lot of it while I'm diamond painting now because it's kind of the perfect second screen game. You can kind of set it, leave it for a minute or two, and then come back and check on it. And it's just a really good complement to diamond painting for me because it gives my brain a little bit of a break from something like checkerboarding this entire section or this entire section or this. It just breaks up some of the monotony if I need it. But I also feel like I'm making progress on multiple things, and I don't know, I just like it. Or if I'm out and about and I'm in line at the store, it really has helped to have that just block of time broken up. Like I had to go to get thing one a new dog bed, and I was in line, I think at TJ Maxx for like 20 minutes and didn't feel like it because I just had RuneScape up. So that was, it's nice to be returning to that. It's a game that I've played off and on since, gosh, for over 10 years now. So I'm really happy to have that just kind of in the background, and it's something I can also play when I'm traveling for work. So it's a familiar game. It's kind of got some nostalgia a little bit to it, but primarily it's just something to have going on as a second screen. It's kind of, in my opinion, kind of the perfect second screen game without being a fully idle game. And I can tap into it as much as I want. I can be as active or inactive as I want, which I like. So if I'm working, if I wasn't filming right now, I would have my phone propped up, and occasionally we'd be poking at it to make sure my character didn't log out and was doing what they were supposed to do, probably mining. So yeah, if you've ever played RuneScape, I would love to know, and or if you play any games aside from just in general, if you are a mobile gamer or a like console gamer, computer gamer. It's always nice to know and interesting to see what other people have as their hobbies, especially outside of crafting, because a lot of them intersect. A lot of the gamers that I know are also crafters, and vice versa. I think it's just very common hobbies, but also I think the dexterity piece, I think a lot of us are very tactile. So yeah. Let's see. Dog is still injured. That's part of the reason I had to go to the store and get a new dog bed. He's still limping. I think I'm gonna have to call the vet sometime today and just see, like, hey, what do we want to do? It's been a little while since we brought him in. I don't know if it's been a week or two, but I'd be, I don't want to call myself a liar, but I am definitely starting to be genuinely regularly worried that it might be more than a back injury. I'm really hoping it's not, but I mean, you never know. He could have a slip disc. He could have the big C word. He could have anything. He could just continue to be straining his back because he wants to play all the time. I don't know. But I do think I need to call the vet because I don't want to just continuously give him like ibuprofen, doggy ibuprofen. And just hope that it's fixed. I think we might have to go in and get him x-rays or something at this point, but his blood work for the year at his annual in December came back fine. He's I think he's 7 or 8 now. And so we do blood work on him every year, and that all came back fine, but apparently you can still miss stuff. Like, blood work isn't completely conclusive. So I don't know. We'll play it by ear. I'm hoping he just is bored, and because he's bored, he just keeps doing dumb things, which as a human, I remember how difficult it was for me to sit still and be quiet and calm and rest after I've had my surgeries, let alone, a dog who feels good most of the time and wants to go play and wants to go see people and doesn't understand that he's hurt. Like, it's got to be really hard for him because he doesn't understand, right? He just wants to go see his friends. So keeping him quiet has not been the easiest, but we're doing the best we can. He's doing the best he can, and I'm hoping. Obviously, I'm hopeful that it's what it looks like it is, but you never know, right? Other than that, been working a lot. I got a big work trip planned for next month. That was kind of my whole day yesterday was reaching out to individuals in my cohort and letting them know, hey, like, you're on my list. I need to come see you. When are you free? So I'll be doing a lot of travel in February, and I'm going to be driving. So the good news of that is because I'll be driving, I'll be able to bring my diamond painting. And it's a lot easier when I drive to bring a diamond painting. It's not easy on a plane because it's just so much bigger. But given that, I'll be able to diamond paint. I'll be able to hopefully get more rest. And even though I'll be all over the place, it will be nice just to kind of get a lot of that work travel done. I have a minimum of 15 facilities that I need to go see this fiscal year, and because of my ears, I haven't been able to travel. So I'm going to be driving, and it'll take me much longer, but it's okay. Like, everything happens for a reason. I am trying to get a hold of the ear doctor right now because my scans came back and they came back clean. So we don't know what's going on with that. But when I called the doctor's office yesterday, holy moly. I've been going to this doctor's office for years now, right? Like, since COVID started opening back up for elective procedures, right? Which was, 2022? Late 2021? I don't know. But, like, several years, right? For context. I called yesterday, and whomever picked up the phone must have been having the worst day. First of all, I didn't recognize her. Which, okay, like, I kind of know everyone in that office. But she was so nasty and just foul. I try and give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't know if someone was screaming at her over the phone. But, whoo, it was impressively nasty. And, to the point where I'm still trying to contemplate whether or not I'm going to say something the next time I'm in there. I might say something offhand of just like, hey, I don't know who helped me, but they think they were having a bad day. Like, this is the doctor's office I'm on such good terms with that, like, they know me by first name. I just, yeah. And again, I really try and give people the benefit of the doubt, but if you're having that bad of a day on the phone, you need to switch out with someone. It was the most condescending and nasty, trying to talk over me situation I've ever had. And yeah, it was. And then she didn't listen. So on top of trying to do all that, she didn't listen. So yeah, it's gonna, I don't know. I feel like if that was my experience the first time at an office, right? How would I feel? Like, for me, I know that's not the norm, but imagine someone who's never been to that doctor's office before, and that was their first impression on the phone. Not good. So, I don't know. I try and put myself in both sides' shoes. But again, like, if you're in a position where you're dysregulated enough where you need to take a break, you either get your ducks in a row, pun intended, because we're working on duck bath, or you go take a walk. It just, yeah, it was crazy. And I think, you know where it started from? I think it's because I got my doctor's name mixed up, because I have multiple doctors with the same, like, they all start with the same letter. So, like, it'd be like Smith, Sam, all of them. So I got tongue-tied, and I called him by the wrong name, and I think it made her mad. So, just banana stuff, right? But at the end of the day, like, my doctors and I are tight. The nurses and I are tight. The nurses' assistants and I are tight. So I'm really hoping she's feeling better. And I'm really hoping everything's okay. Because, like, I don't know if she got really bad news or what. Trying to be compassionate. Because if I'm not, like, it's really easy to get riled up, right? So, but I definitely hung up the phone. And I just was like, oh, okay. I'm one of the younger patients that she would have probably been talking to that day. A lot of the people that I've seen go in and out of that office over the the last couple of years are older, or like when I say older, I mean like late 80s, late 70s, and need more patience sometimes because we have auditory problems. We can't hear. So sometimes we have to ask people to repeat themselves. And so if she was impatient with me, I can't even imagine how she was treating people. I don't know. I hope she feels better. That's what I'm going to say. Like, really want to come from a place of compassion and just say, like, I really hope she's feeling better. Because, I don't know. It's not the norm for them. It's really unusual. But she messaged the doc and was like, hey, like, do you have any updates? Because I haven't heard anything since I got my scan back, right? And I haven't heard anything from them since still. So I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, it's kind of like, I feel like right now it's like, it's after the holidays and I'm trying to herd all of the cats in terms of like chores and catching up with people and all of that, because I've referred to the hole in the ceiling many, many times at this point. That's still not taken care of. I have a big old hole in my ceiling still in this room that we're filming in. And so I emailed the management company and I was like, hey, so my house is really, really cold and the plastic is coming off of the ceiling at this point. And so it's not sealed and I'm concerned about that. Can I have an update? Because I haven't heard anything. And I didn't get an email like Friday. I didn't get an email over the weekend, obviously, because they're not open for standard business. They're only like, they've got the emergency pager. And I got an email back. Today's Monday. And it was, hey, like the person who normally takes care of this is out of the office, but we were told that it's your fault because of your solar installation. And I was like, excuse me? That's not what we were told verbally in front of our solar installer who was here talking to the roofing company. And also, it just doesn't make sense timeline wise. Like, all of a sudden we have this leak in our roof that's going down into our ceiling after 4 or 5 years, just randomly. It doesn't make sense. So I messaged her back and I was really nice about it. But I also was like really firm about it, saying like, hey, we were not told this. Like, our family was not told this. The solar company was present for that conversation. So we need to discuss this further, because between us, I think that the HOA company wants to pass the buck. They don't want to redo the roof. It's going to cost them a lot of money. It's going to cost me a lot of money to pull all my panels off, right? But that's just life. The roof is old and it needs to be fixed. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. You know how you just kind of run out of juice, but you have to keep going. This is one of those times where it's like, if I give up on this kind of topic, then I'm going to be liable for like, I don't know, how much is a roof installation these days? Someone will have to tell me. I don't know, but it's going to be, I can tell you already, it's like 5 digits. I don't have that kind of money. I don't know anyone who has that kind of money. So, banana stuff. Absolutely bananas. But I think what's going to happen is all the documentation will be out and we'll see exactly what's going on. So, anyway, positive stuff though. Let's go to the positive stuff. This is like the cutest canvas in the world. I'm really, really enjoying it. Got my passport number from Cheryl in the Ticket to Ride group. I did all my stuff. I haven't posted yet. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. Sorry, Had to pause to sneeze. I haven't done my first post in Ticket to Ride yet, so I'm gonna have to figure all that out. But it's got me kind of fired up to rewatch DuckTales, and I'm looking forward to that. I gotta find it. I'm assuming it's on Disney Plus, but I loved that show growing up. It was so good. So I really wanna, if I'm gonna be writing about going to Duckburg and all the awesome places that, for DuckTales, I really want to make sure that I'm writing some good stuff, and the best way to do that is to get source material. So if I find where to watch them, which I really am assuming it's Disney Plus, I'll let you know, because those were some of my favorite cartoons growing up. It was like DuckTales and Animaniacs, and I mean, I watched the Chicken stuff too, but Freakazoid was a weird one, but I mean, I watched it growing up. It's kids watch whatever's on. It was, yeah, DuckTales was a good one. And I feel like 20 minutes or 22 minutes for a cartoon is a good amount of time to like sit down and diamond paint and get a little chunk done. And then if you don't have the time to sit down and do like a whole in like section, like the 1 square a day that I really want to get done, you can still get quite a bit done. I think, like, for context right now, this is give or take 20 minutes, and it's a good chunk. If I were just to sit down, do this, and later come back, do a chunk, it adds up. So I think, for the most part, that might be a fun way to work on this diamond painting, as well as to like watch my way through a diamond painting on DuckTales. Don't know if I said that or articulated it as well as my intention, but essentially like watch my way through the series while I work on this painting. I think it could be kind of a fun way to do Ticket to Ride as well, since it's based on a song, but the song is for a theme song for a show. So, but yeah, if you're working on any events right now, what are you working on? I'm curious. I know there's a lot of events going on right now. I think Blingin' in the New Year's one of them. What else is going on? Obviously, a lot of the year-long events just started. Ticket to Ride started, which is the one I'm doing. Yuri Yume's on my board, so that's obviously on my mind. What else? There's a whole bunch of January events, just monthly events that are happening. So I'm curious to know what you're working on, and I'm curious to know, like, how is it going? Are you on track? Are you feeling positive about it? Are you just kind of enjoying the journey? Diamond painting is always, we do it because it's fun, but it's always good to connect with that community, right? Otherwise we wouldn't be here. So just would love to know how your stuff's going, and also just, are there any channels that you would recommend? I'm always looking to watch new creators. I'm looking to see what other people are working on. It's always really fun to just connect with others in the diamond painting community and see what y'all are up to, see what you're working on, and just connect. It's a new year, so always fun to kind of brush off the cobwebs and get kind of some new freshness into the mix. So, in regard to word of the year, I know it's only like January 8th or something, but word consistency. We're still doing okay. I'm still consistently being consistent. So I've consistently been doing more self-care. I've been pretty okay at getting diamond painting time in. I'm working on being more consistent about decluttering, which is probably going to be the hardest part of my consistency word of the year. But I think that's going to be kind of the best part that comes out of my word of the year, is being consistent about just mindfulness around decluttering and cleaning the house, because that's probably my biggest struggle around, like, just having the spicy brain and having just a cluttered mind in general. And so I think it'll be really, really good to just consistently be mindful about, do I need this? Do I want this? Does this need to come in the house? Can I get rid of this? And I used to have this almost game that I played with myself every morning. And what I would do is I would go around the house after I walked thing 1 and thing 2, and kind of while I was making my coffee, and I would find 10 things, and I would either put them in their homes, or I would throw them out, or I would do at least 10 things. And often I would get bonus credit for myself, is what I call it. And I'd do more than 10 things, because once I got started and into the rhythm, it was really easy for me to continue decluttering. And 10 things is very doable, because a lot of the times it would be like dog toys that were in one spot and needed to be put away, and I would count each one, right? So I'd be like, well, I did 3 dog toys, so I'll count them as one, because now I have, I'm on a roll. I can do multiples. So it was a really quick way for me to help get the house in order without feeling overwhelmed, because I think for me, just the way my brain works, is it's very easy for me to get overwhelmed with the cleaning process. Hubby has been absolutely awesome recently, and I've said, hey, can you help me just like body double so that we can I can get more like get up and go in terms of getting some projects done in terms of cleaning. And he's like, yeah. So what he'll do is he'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go do dishes in 5 minutes. And what we do is he goes and does the dishes for 5 minutes, or in 5 minutes, and that kind of gets me mentally prepared just to be accountable and just say, okay, I went and did my thing. So, and we just standard cleaning, go crank the tunes, and it's just helpful to have a process, right? So I'm hoping that I can continue to report in and say that the decluttering and the decluttering of the mind and the consistency in doing so is going well. So, but yeah, I like that we're making progress on this. As a side note, this is going well. And because I have a bunch of meetings and stuff today that I have to get done, I have to go get my T-first cleaned in about, I don't know, an hour. So it's nice to see a lot of progress getting made on this, since I won't be able to sit down for like that 20 minutes I was talking about and diamond paint, coming up for air in between work and stuff like that. So I am really happy with the progress we are making right now. And overall, I think that this painting is just coming along really, really nicely. It looks good. So, in terms of what's coming up this week, let's see. I have, obviously, just talked about going to the dentist in a little bit. And hopefully everything turns out good. I don't see why it won't. Everything feels all right. Tonight I'm going to go see some friends. And it's been since the holidays since I've seen them. Man, something doesn't feel like a long time until you realize, like, oh, it's been over a month. So it'll be really nice to see them in person. I've talked to them, but not seen them. And then Friday, which is like right around the corner, I have like a bunch of other friends that I see on a monthly basis. I'll be seeing them. And then all of just the standard stuff. I have the recording for this week's unboxings all filmed. It's in queue to be edited. Edited. I don't think I ever say that word right. Edited. Someone help me. Edited. There we go. So that's all filmed, and I have about 4 others that I want to get filmed so I can put them up. If you have any specific paintings that you would like to see unboxed, let me know. But what I did is I kind of went through my recent stash and I looked to see if other people had posted unboxings for them. And so if I didn't see an unboxing posted already, or if I didn't see that there were a bunch, I went ahead and pulled them so that we could take a look at them together. And looking at my project board as well, I have some other stuff like just I need to post my end of the year review still. That's kind of bonkers to me that I haven't done that. So I'm going to film that this week as well. And we can just kind of look at end of the year and looking at 2025. Even though we've talked about it, it's kind of nice to have a spot where you pause and you look at, okay, this was 2024. This is going to be 2025. And then next year I'll be able to look at, okay, this was 2025, this is 2026. So outside of that, I finished Great British Bake Off. So maybe I should put onto my little list of things to do of like finish WIP Netflix shows. I have so many of them. So I finished one. I have a bunch of others, so I'm really hoping that I can kind of just clean up my currently watching list on Netflix. And obviously diamond painting and watching something go really, really well. So and honestly, RuneScape plus Netflix plus diamond painting can even go well, because you can split screen. But I am really happy to see that and report that I got through Great British Bake Off finally. It was really, really good. I really enjoy the characters that are on that show. Not characters, but people. And I'm gonna miss it so much so that I finished it and went, I know I'm gonna rewatch that really, really soon. So I don't do that very often, but I already miss, I miss watching, Giuseppe and Jurgen, and I loved Nelly. I feel like if I ever ran into that woman in the street and was like, oh my gosh, you're Nelly from Great British Bake Off, I feel like she would just, scoop you up and give you a big old mom hug. So, it just, yeah, it's a good show. It's wholesome in a good way. It just makes your heart happy. So, a little sad to be finished with it. Really happy to know that it's probably gonna be coming back, right? And also that I can just keep rewatching it. I think there's seven of the series on Netflix. So, yeah, always good. But yeah, right now I'm restarting the Christian Siriano Project Runway. Very different vibes to go from a reality TV show from GB to USA. Very, very, very different. The behavior, the mindset, the design of the filming, very different. The way that contestants treat each other. Yeah, it was a really interesting reminder about how different the TV design is set up, and the expectations from contestants and things like that. So I am really interested to see the differences. When I started rewatching this version with the new host, it was really interesting to see how different the contestants behaved in this new version versus the older version of Project Runway, because it's essentially a new generation of contestants, and so that's been interesting to watch as well. Obviously I am a different age as well watching it, so I kind of want to go back and watch older Project Runway with my current lens so I can compare apples to apples. But it is absolutely fascinating to watch as different people come through over different generations and just see how different people are, and yet also how similar. So I recommend kind of, if you haven't, going through and watching some shows that you haven't watched in a long time. It can be very interesting to watch, and just see what's changed. But other than that, I think that's all I have to report right now. I have to go get ready to go to the dentist. But I hope you're doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourself. We are making great progress on duck bath, and I think the next time I see you, I'll probably have finished this really nice chunk of color blocking, which I'm really looking forward to. So in the meantime, again, hope you're doing well. Hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope all your projects are going well, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.